Hey, what's up my friends? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor, and today I'm going to talk about how you can find your life purpose now. I'm going to give you a little shortcut, something that dawned on me after a lot of searching. Now, before I go into this, I'm going to just preface this video by saying that what I'm going to talk about in this video does not imply that I don't believe what I'm going to say is going to apply to everyone. Not everyone seems to have that strong sense of finding their purpose. And I don't believe the people who don't have that, maybe they're just happy in their life, they didn't come here to do anything big or whatever, it invalidates anything. But a lot of the people I speak to, a lot of the people who go through the spiritual awakening process that I help people go through, get to a point where they realize that they're looking for their purpose, their outlet, their ideal life, a means in which they can express themselves that will eventually accumulate and build and gain momentum to create something bigger than themselves that has some sort of positive impact. So that's who this video is for. It's going to help you guys by sharing two components to your purpose based on the patterns I have seen. You can take this for what you will. So number one is your purpose is going to have a lot to do with what you actually want to do, what you actually like, your biggest, the thing that really gets you all psyched up, your biggest talent. A lot of times this is neglected based on what we perceive we need to do. I love to sing, but the odds of me making it as a singer are slim. And therefore, I'm not going to really give it that much energy. So that's why some people make it and some don't. The people who make it, whether it be a singer or a writer or whatever, it's they go for it. Here's a little secret about that, and this is a bit of a tangent, then I'll get back into a point too. There's a lot of competition for the mediocre, for the middle ground. Everyone's competing to be average. There are not that many people trying to rise high. So remember that. Anyway, secondly, this is going to probably, hopefully, you might have heard all that before. Hopefully this will give you more of an actual clue that maybe is something different than you've heard and can actually be of use to you. So in my opinion, again, don't let your mind talk you out of what you really want to do, because it will, and you won't be happy if you allow it to. A lot of times it requires fighting against your pessimism and doubt and doing what you love anyways, even taking risks at times. But secondly, oftentimes our purpose revolves around what we struggle with the most. What do you suck at? What has been your most challenging, sucky life theme that you've been going through your whole life? Well, guess what? If you could find it in you to overcome that, then you are going to be a bright beacon of light for all the other people in the world struggling with that very thing. I get up and I speak on YouTube. I'm a speaker in a sense. I'm a coach. And I help people with things that I once sucked at. A lot of people reach out to me because I share in many of my videos that I was once an addict. I was a crackhead, a heroin addict, and I sucked at not using drugs big time. Most of my friends, some of them got caught up unfortunately, but most people in my life, they were doing way better at not getting strung out on dope than I was. And yet, I've helped many people because I've overcome that. Same with speaking. I speak fairly decently now, I feel. I'm happy with it. It's certainly an improvement. But there was a time, a lot of my life actually, where I was ridiculously introverted and shy. Sometimes when I was around core friends and whatnot, I would be myself because there was no real risk of being judged. But when it came time to speaking to strangers, or especially speaking like when I would have to give a presentation in school, oh my God, I was visibly shy. I would sweat, my face would get beet red. I was probably the most noticeably shy person in the whole freaking class, and that is not an exaggeration. But I've overcome that. And now I choose to speak almost every single day of my life to a camera where there's thousands of people that are going to have their opinions. And people can pick up on that. People appreciate that. People don't like to be guided by someone who has not been there and done that and knows what they're experiencing. So whatever you're really struggling, what is your biggest problem? What is maybe some sort of unfortunate, unfair tragedy that happened to you? Mine? Well, when I was a little kid, I was 9 years old. I was watching a fireworks show with about 100 people in my neighborhood. And one of the big ass fireworks, a big mortar, a big doll, it was like a big ass, it was not a little bottle rocket. It was like one of those illegal ones. And they lit it, the neighbors lit this firework. And after it was lit, it tipped over, and out of all those people, guess who it hit right in the freaking stomach and scarred me up and it totally screwed me up big time? Me. That is why I was so shy. That's one of the reasons I became a junkie. But even though at the time it sucked, at the time it was like, wow, this is bullshit on many levels. Not only did it hurt real bad, scar me for life, literally, not even figuratively and literally, but it also bled into my later life sort of experiences with addiction and just misery. But I found it in me to overcome that. And now I have the ability to help others who are suffering that can sense I have been there and done that. It's not the words I say, it's the energy that comes out of me. People can feel it and they trust me in that regard. Some people anyway. Not everyone likes me, obviously. But anyway, so the thing I struggle with the most, combined with, I wouldn't say my talent is speaking, obviously, but I've always had a way with my words. I've always imagined myself as a rock and roll star when I was growing up. I would just, whenever I would hear a rock song, you know, a lot of my friends were musicians and they'd be like, you know, with their metronome, and they're like, yeah, I appreciate this, like, this chord progression. That meant nothing to me. I was always fascinated with the lyrics. I would go home and I would interpret all the different songs I would hear. I would, like, these complex rock songs, I would like go home and study them. I'd print out the lyrics, I'd break it down, I'd interpret them, and I prided myself on knowing the meaning of all the different rock songs. So I was always very, when I heard a song, it was always the words, always the lyrics, always like the unique and impressive progression of verbiage to express something. So I just became fascinated, and so it's become kind of my talent to express myself. I write blogs, I write emails, I go on YouTube, and I have a good way of expressing myself and translating the message that is sort of organic and dynamic and just sort of yet to be consolidated. I can do that and express it in a way that people respond to and actually it clicks for them. So that's kind of my talent, if you want to say that, combined with what I've overcome. Here I am. Found my purpose, doing the YouTube thing, helping people with their awakening process. That's my thing. So anyway, hopefully that can help you guys. It wasn't an easy thing. It was sort of I can look back and now say, I suppose I would label this as my purpose. And once again, if you're watching this and don't have that sense of purpose, that's fine. We're so individual that there is no one thing we all got to do. It's not like that. So you just got to be yourself, man. So anyway, hopefully this video helped you, those of you who are in search for this elusive purpose. And I will speak to you next time. Have an amazing day. Namaste.